Hello, everybody, and welcome to the ENDCAST episode 25, shoot number 2. Okay, there we go.
Shoot number 2.
Is that I messed up. By the way, this is Orvin right here.
Well, hello. You get to see my face. Last time you weren't able to. Let's just say we had complications.
Yeah, and the fact that we might actually not be able to see his face again because his phone's actually running iOS beta also.
Yeah, I think I'm going to fix that because it's hell. I'm not going to lie, dude. It's like every app that I try to do, like eventually they crash. And then especially navigation, that's horrible. Like it just crashes and crashes and crashes. It was a pain. I couldn't get where I wanted to go.
It's like, yeah, beta, like we were talking before the show. Betas is just, I don't know, I think that's a teenager.
You try it out, it's just like, try it out once and then you go back.
Yeah.
It's like doing drugs.
Don't
do drugs, kids. Don't.
I actually, tried it, and yeah, I couldn't. I was like, once I saw that LumaFusion didn't work for my video editing, I'm like, okay, I can't. I just can't. But anyway, peeps, let's dive into it on an episode. Week 33 of the year. And, of course, the format for the new people. Let me just break it down to you. Oh, by the way, we have a new mic. And it's supposedly doing interview style. So we'll check the audio quality after this recording. But
supposedly supposed to be better.
Yeah, we're supposed to do...
I think it is. Because what we were using before was not.
I mean, from what I've been doing, on the stream, I can yell now. And it won't break people's ears. I still need the mesh.
Yeah, and then when I was laughing, it would spike up a lot. And I noticed that I'm like, I'm sorry, guys, my laughs are really annoying.
Actually, we have the computer here on the right side. I'm just curious to see. Yeah, look at that. It looks like a normal wavelength. It's not all the way to the top. Tippity top.
Remember where it used to be? Yeah, people are probably so quiet, and then they listen to it, and then they hear me laughing, my ear.
I just got my brain thrown into a blender.
That's probably what made them stop. They're just listening, and they're like, no, I can't deal with this.
Let me start. So the format is 10 to 15 minutes on each topic: tech, video games, games we played / other news. Which this week I do have one in there. I don't know. Did you put one in there on the other news section?
Yeah, I did put one for tariffs and how that's affecting our technology prices and stuff.
Okay. Actually, yeah, that one we talked a little bit about before the podcast, but anyway. So if I'm looking to the right or he's looking to his left,
yes,
it's because, I have the iPad here.
Does it mirror our... No, I guess not.
Yeah, no. So you people will be watching, this in the middle, and then he'll be turning to that thing on the right side, just to,
Yeah,
but anyway.
See what I'm reading.
So the first article of the day is from BGR. Is that what you pronounce it? BGR?
BGR,
Just checking. So you cannot pay your Apple Card bill online if you lose your iPhone, which I've been seeing quite a bit of Twitter action. I actually made a comment on one
I read
post.
that, and it was so stupid. I'm like, I know you're trying to really get people in your cult of Apple. No offense, Richard. But... this is going overboard. They really want to entrap people in it.
Yeah, dude, I think that one, for me though, this is the way I see it. So this is FedEx right here. You know what's in here. You all know what's in here, right?
I know what's in here. A price?
No, it's not a price. I'm not going to flip it because my address is in there, but it says extremely urgent. It's my Apple Card. It's in there.
You got one?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Why are you surprised?
I'm not surprised. I'm disappointed. There's a difference.
It was good. I actually got processed, and I like it. The thing is this, peeps. I agree. Apple should have a website to pay for things. But people's reactions online are so overboard and exaggerated that I'm like, I think what's more ridiculous is you people burning your liver over that than other things. And most of them are Android users that are like, this is ridiculous. See what I'm talking about? All I said in one big thread was and I was saying, yes, I accept it is ridiculous, but people's reactions are more ridiculous. P.S. I love being in my Apple garden. My card comes today. Want to come over for some tea?
No, the thing I find that is more ridiculous is that eventually, don't but Samsung and all the other like Apple and other, they're eventually just going to follow suit.
Yeah,
and that's the sad thing about it.
Samsung's got to do that
because they already did Samsung. They took out the headphone jack.
Oh yeah, with the Note. Yeah,
and then you're like you were bashing on Apple, and here you are following them, and you're like, what are you doing? Like,
yeah, and then like they said, what was it that they said? I think they said more room for the battery. I think it was.
yeah,
And I'm like, you made the phone bigger. Like it's bigger than last year's. So where does the whole argument where the battery thing? I don't get it. Like,
yeah,
okay, Apple, I do acknowledge that I believe it's bullcrap that they said more room for technology, because it kept the same shell that the iPhone 6 and 6S did. It was the same size, and then the iPhone 8 came out, and it was the same size as the Plus. And the only differential factor was I think the Taptic engine was different, and it come with wireless charging, but that's like way up there. It's not even on the bottom. And so, I mean, does it come? Yeah, and it still had the stereo speakers. So, I mean, it was fishy, but the Note, I think, is more ridiculous. The fact that they made it bigger, and then they said, we needed room. So we made it bigger and got rid of the headphone jack.
Yeah, they could have. They definitely could have kept it there. They just
But now it's like this article by Rene Ritchie, the Vector.
Yeah.
He was like, well, it's because Samsung now has their own wireless AirPod competitor. I think it came out a couple months ago or so.
It's called, you can have Bluetooth and have a headphone jack at the same time.
And so I can see Samsung being like, you know what? Apple did it, so we're going to do it. And we're not going to get much heat from it, so it doesn't matter.
No, they got, I think, just as much heat as Apple did for doing it.
We'll see.
Maybe not as much, because Apple is...
Yeah, like that's why I was saying at least online is not much of a big deal. But we'll see how it all works out. I mean, you know how it's gonna work out. Yeah. You're gonna buy it if you like it, and you're gonna adapt, and you're gonna buy their headphones.
You're gonna buy it if you're white. Is that what you said?
Let's see. Next article, peeps. So that's the Apple Card. You can't pay it. By the way, I actually love the design of. I haven't even looked at it, but I like the digital stuff on it. I don't care for the online paid billing, because if I lose my iPhone, well, I have my iPad, I have other things that I'm like, and if I lose my iPhone, I'm probably just gonna buy one the next day. It's like, okay, whatever. Yeah,
that's the sad reality of
theft and loss, by the way. I have my insurance, so if someone steals it, I just go and get another one. Because for me, the reality is, if you're an Android or iOS, you're where you're at. Like most people, I think the majority of users are set in stone as to where their ecosystem is. And I don't think many people switch nowadays.
Yeah.
Most of my friends that are on a certain platform, they've stayed there for the last 5 years.
Yeah, most of the time people will stick... I think it's just the human nature and how we are. We just like to stick with a certain type of group. It's like a tribal thing. And you'll defend that group even though, like, what they're doing is pretty bad.
Okay, we're not saying it's pretty bad. We're just talking about payments. But I agree, though, with
maybe
it can be with a pretty bad, but... Technology, though.
I'm just putting as an example. We just
okay.
That's the way we like to be.
Let's see, peeps. 9to5Mac reported on the new DJI Osmo Mobile 3. By the way, I need to get this screensaver out of here. There you go, that article. The ultimate Instagram gimbal. The thing is, the new Osmo is between 120 or 140. The difference between the Osmo 2, mostly, is the fact that the third one, you can grab the gimbal and flip down, rotate it, and kind of make it more compact. And of course, it's not made of aluminum like the first one was. The first one was, the build quality was just beautiful, but of course...
So it's plastic now?
Yeah, the second and now the third one is just plastic. But the price went down by like half.
Oh yeah, that would...
So I was like, I'll take half the price for the aluminum.
Well, the functionality is the same. It just doesn't feel as... the quality doesn't feel as good.
Like premium, yeah.
Yeah.
And so, but yeah, it works, peeps. I haven't actually read the article much at all. It comes with some new modes, what I've heard, and probably better battery. Can't confirm that, but you can look it up. It's from 9to5Mac.
So is that article just about the arm stand?
Yeah.
Because I thought I was talking about like a phone that's like...
No.
Okay, just
no, the bottom one is the one that we're going to look at right now, the Huawei. Price and availability, $140 for a combo, and the standard version is $120. And the Shield service for an extra $10, which I think it's like a warranty or something if it doesn't work or whatever. But I'm not surprised. And apparently, I don't know if it's an accessory, but I can see this in his article. Let me see if I can pull it up here for you. Boom.
Didn't open.
Like...
That's pretty slow.
Oh, it does this.
Oh man, it doesn't.
Yeah, no, it doesn't go open it over there because I'm extended, you know, and I put this as my primary. I don't want things up there unless I force them in there. But anyway, comes with a tripod, stand, legs, so that's cool. And let's move on. You'll have the links all in the description at the bottom of this video to be able to see that. And what do you think about Huawei creating their own OS for their mobile phones?
I don't know, like, because it is a China company. I just feel like they're just ripping off everybody else and making theirs. Because that's what they do.
So you know, right, like Huawei got prohibited to deal with American companies, and now they gave them a grace period, but eventually they're going to have to stop. They did kind of lay away with it, but they kind of loosen up, but the main theme is eventually you're not supposed to use American technology. And when it comes to like their operating, say like Google, the Play Store.
Interesting.
They can have Android because of course they have the version, but like security updates, they're in the limbo right now as to are we eventually not going to have them at all? And if someone knows in this article, please comment in the section down what was the most recent as of August whatever today, August 15th. But the last time I checked, yeah, they were kind of stuck that by the end of this year they were going to run out of Android support, official Google support, and so they created their own, which I think it's called. Where is it? I forgot the name. It was cool.
Very
Harmony OS.
Harmony OS, and that's what it's called?
Yeah, Harmony OS is an open source platform. They wanted to be compatible with like smart cars, smart fridges, everything. Which I'm not surprised Huawei is trying to do. I mean, Samsung tried to do it with Tyson.
Yeah.
Microsoft tried with Windows Phone, but you know how that
failed
ended.
horribly. I actually did get a Windows Phone like in the past because it was like cheap and.
Wait, was it?
I didn't get it, but someone gifted it to me.
Was it your dad too also that had one?
Yeah, my mom and dad had one, but eventually they switched off because they were falling apart. But I was able to drop that phone like so many times.
Because Nokia probably
and it did. And the screen never cracked. And then I ended up lending it to my sister-in-law, and she cracked it. And I was like, "What did you do to crack that screen?" Because it took me. I dropped it so many times and nothing.
Yeah,
happened.
Nokia. I think they still have a pretty good reputation on that. I don't think they make phones nowadays, though. If anybody knows, please let us know. I haven't looked up anything big, at least for now. Other than they brought back their eggshell, the one that they call the tank. Oh. They have a bunch of nicknames. An old, like, a re-envisioned of the original old flip, even a flip phone. It's just a brick.
That would be a tank. It's just I play with my phone as a tank.
It just says, that they don't want, Huawei created it because they don't want to be at the mercy of the United States. And I mean, it makes sense. It's just, only I think Huawei is in a good position to do that, I think. Because they have China. And even if they never go out of China, they'll be able to at least have a firm foundation to give it a straight shot. Like, if they fail, I think it's going to be because the competition outdid them way much. Like right now, China is kind of like WeChat's kind of their WeChat on of itself is kind of a platform OS, and if they can beat or coexist with WeChat, I think they'll be fine.
Yeah.
But if they can't, once they've managed that, then I think they'll be fine, because China will just feed them. They have enough people out there compared to like Windows.
Not China, man.
But yeah, that's pretty much tech news. It was kind of slow. Pretty much. I think the Nintendo Switch console hardware is officially on sale. The Lite version, if I remember right.
Yeah, I don't.
Or at least the new version with the better battery. Better CPU, actually, not battery.
No, it is. I thought better battery.
It is better battery, but it's not a bigger battery. It's just because the CPU is its nanometers went smaller.
Are you referring for the Lite?
No, the
Lite
actually has a less.
Because the Lite uses less battery.
Yeah, they updated the Switch. Yeah, that version with the new processor.
Okay.
But they didn't high up the clock speeds on it. It's just the same, just smaller.
Yeah.
Which I think Digital Foundry's testing right now for. They want to see if they can overclock it and use its potential and see if it's gonna do anything better than this version.
Yeah. They probably have a lot of crashes though.
That's pretty much tech, peeps. I mean, we did about 15 minutes of tech, and it was kind of slow, but anyway,
I couldn't really find much myself. I was like looking at it, I'm like, there's nothing really interesting.
Yeah, there wasn't. Yeah, not much. But I
I
think
guess there was Discord, but I guess that's not tech. That's more of like other news.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, tech wise,
Yeah, I guess there's
just
not
running
much.
through my head. No, not really. There'll be probably in about a month. I think Google Pixel's the only one that's kind of doing their like leaks, their own leaks. They say the camera is great, and then they try to show it.
Yeah.
But anyway, please let's go into video games, which is this is the nitty gritty. This is the meat and potatoes of our show. I think this is called Inverse. They say, which is Orvin over here doesn't like Fortnite, so it's kind of irrelevant.
I tried it. I just can't. Man. It just doesn't fit my niche.
Fortnite's new update removes building to create the best experience yet, according to the guy who wrote this article.
Why like the building mechanic?
There is so what happened is, so the current season is kind of time warping. So sections of the map are actually going back in time, not the entire map. For example, the latest Tilted Towers, which is kind of neon towers, if I remember right. That's the city. That city has been hit with a warp that now it's cowboy western style.
Oh my gosh.
And it shows there's like a bubble surrounding it, like a shield, a dome.
Yeah.
And you go through it, and it gives you this old western skin, and you can't build, and you can't harvest materials, and nothing's destructible. And
That's kind of interesting.
And I think it's just unique. I liked it. I think it's way good.
I think that's actually one of the reasons why I really don't like Fortnite is because of the building mechanic with it. I just don't like that. It doesn't fit me very well, especially for like a shooter game.
Yeah. I can't show you guys. I was going to play the video, but I don't want audio and messing up with that stuff and post edit, so I'm just going to leave it there. You can read the article if you want to. But yeah, I actually played it and I enjoyed it. But I do feel like if they were to release like a Team Rumble, just a short mode where 2020 or something like that, like they currently have, but there was no building in a shorter area of the map, not the entire map, I think it'd be good.
Yeah.
Because the actual map is so big that if you couldn't build to make a ramp and use a parachute, and
yeah, like if you took away the building mechanic, it would mess up a lot.
Yeah, they'd have to make it smaller.
The map is built with that in mind.
Yeah, but if they actually came up with a small section of it, I think it'd be dope. But I don't see
as a game
it.
mode. I think they could probably pull it off where you have like maybe less people, smaller map, and then it just doesn't have that build mechanic, and you could play it that way.
I think so.
I might consider doing that if they ever do that.
I think they'll do it, but I think it'll be like a light mode.
Yeah.
Not light mode. It'll be like a weekend special or something. Because I don't see them risking that becoming something. And it's Fortnite. I feel like Fortnite's building and Fortnite go together.
Well, it's actually going into what PUBG's trying to do.
And
where they're doing like a light mode.
Oh yeah, I have that article too. Let's talk about that one. PUBG Lite mode from The Verge is the article. That's the source. It says PUBG Mobile Lite is a smaller game with big changes designed to work on less capable smartphones. I think it comes. There was. Do you know what it actually changes? Because I have it right here. You want me to read it?
Or it changes because they're just really reducing it, like the graphic wise and everything, and being able to work on phones that have like 2 gigabytes of RAM. Like, they're really trying to reach out to a lot of areas that have barely any tech, like, the technology. Yeah. Everything's cheaper. All the phones, cheap phones and stuff that are just not as good. So they can play games on that. And really reaching out for everybody. They did a trial run in Thailand.
Mm-hmm.
And it went pretty successful. And so then they wanted to bring it over to not Asia, but like East Asia.
Yeah, they say Southeast Asia.
Yeah, Southeast Asia,
North
and then Africa. Yeah,
and South America. Actually, I have a friend. Yeah, he's in South America. Well, a viewer on Twitch. We're close, but his phone. He's got I think it was a Huawei phone actually. But anyway, his phone that he had only came with half or a gig of RAM, and it was Android. And of course, Android, 1 gig of RAM on Android is nothing.
Yeah.
And so his phone just couldn't play the version. He said even if I lower it to the lowest graphics, it would just heat up. Within 30 minutes, I was freezing. And so this version actually is going to help him. And it says more details, 60 players instead of 100.
Yeah.
The map is smaller. There's going to be more loot. And
it's almost kind of like one of the game modes they already have. I forgot which is it. Warzone.
yeah,
It's kind of like that one where it's like you come in and it's like a smaller area of the map, and there's like better loot that's scattered
it says
around.
it'll have enhanced aim assist and no bullet drop.
That part was like.
I was like, okay.
Hey, like
in case the phone starts.
Or most of these people that are gonna be playing like little kids that their parents
Aim
gave them
assist,
like a little crap phone just so they could talk to their kid, and they're like, I can play PUBG now.
Aim assist. I think it's like the only way I think it makes sense is probably because the phone's response rate is a lot slower or lower or something.
Mm-hmm.
The touch and the refresh rate. But I don't know. Anyway, I was just surprised. No bullet drop effect over long distance and less weapon recoil. The weapon recoil, I was like, that's when I was like, I don't know if the article's right, by the way, but I mean, this is The Verge, people. They're not like some cheap reporter there, but I'm just surprised that they said that. I'm like, this sounds a little funky. Like, I don't know if it's just for the sake of
We're just trying to put out a message that we know that every third world country just really sucks at games.
So they need aim assist.
We're going to help you out the best we can.
It says 490 megabytes of free space to download compared to the 1.5 or so of the original one. And yeah, it says, like you said, designed for less than 2 gigs of RAM.
So
which I think it's funny because I think the 6 and the 6S have 1 gig of RAM. And then the 7 is the one that has 2, if I remember correctly.
Or maybe it said less than 2 gigs of RAM.
Yeah, less than 2. So, yeah. I mean, it makes sense. It's funny. But anyway, peeps, that's it. I mean, I think it's great that they're releasing this. It's just the recoil.
Another thing I wanted to say there was, the funny thing is about it, the way that description said, with, reduced recoil and everything, is like what I see when it's trying to do the description on a hack. It'll be like, removes recoil, reduces recoil, and like no fall off aim, or you could barely, like, it's like everything that I'm seeing like a hack would have. It's like having the description there as what it would have. Yeah. And I was like, what the fetch are they doing? Like, this sounds like a Chinese or Asian person's dream.
Exactly like hacks. But maybe, I was just thinking right now, would recoil, because I definitely see long distance drop take more computer power. Or networking also. Mm-hmm. But do you think recoil also comes?
Yeah, there's more calculation in that because there's
how much you're shooting. So
there's two different types of recoils. There's one where it's a set pattern that'll always take that pattern.
Yeah.
And then there's one where it's just completely just randomized in a certain type of pattern. So it's like one will always go this way, and then there's one that will kind of go that direction. So it depends on how they calculate it, and I think PUBG does it, and like it kind of goes in a certain type of direction, but it always randomizes, so it has to calculate that on where the shots are randomizing.
Yeah, and then it makes sense.
So if they reduce the amount of recoil there is, then it's less processing speed.
Then peeps. Then it's not that. Yeah, that makes sense. It just all makes sense.
All right, we can move on.
Let's see the other real quick news article from. What the heck is this? I can't even read this. Let me get closer up. It says Standard Police. I don't know what that source is, but anyway, Eve Echoes, which is the mobile version of Eve Online. It's on alpha right now. I'm excited, but at the same time, it's probably going to be a microtransaction haven, so not going to play it. But the fact that it's coming to mobile is cool, so I think that's...
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to touch that.
The end of that. Yeah, it's just, that's it. Like, they're going to free-to-play, microtransaction, pay-to-win, and no.
Yeah, I was thinking about this yesterday, and I was like, I feel like the best games for the mobile is tower defense games. Because I've been playing a lot of different tower defense games, and I feel like...
They do fit
They just really work a lot better, and usually those type of games have reduced amount of, like, transactions and stuff. Yeah. And even if they do have it, you could still play the game and enjoy it without feeling the need of purchasing. Yeah,
those are good. They're kind of like Field Runners 1 and 2. Mm-hmm. I actually played the first one a lot. The second one, not as much because it was on tons of other games to play by then. Real quick, peeps. This is sad. Let's give 5 seconds of silence for those people already reading the headline here for the Minecraft update. Just 5 seconds. Start now. 5 seconds. There we go. Minecraft dev cancelled.
Just got awkward.
Minecraft dev cancels update that adds new graphics because it was too hard to optimize for all platforms.
They could have made it work. I know they could have.
Yeah, it's Microsoft, man.
And you're like, well, it's all the platforms. I'm like, well, you just start off with one, and then you move to all the other ones. That's how it works.
The thing is, though, they release updates now universally with Windows 10 Minecraft, not the mobile.
It would make things a little bit more complicated, but they could have still pulled it.
I think
they're just working more on some other things. They don't have enough staff to put into that.
Yeah, I think if optimizing it, you just get rid of certain effects on certain platforms. Like, let's say the sun rays or God rays. You just get rid of them on the ones on the mobile, for example. And a bunch of other tweaks that you could have done. I think, if they fine-tuned it, they could have targeted every platform.
Well, they do state later, or in that article, that they are planning on still doing some graphical enhancement.
But no release date.
Yeah. Or and it doesn't even really give you much detail about it. It's just something. And you're like, oh, just a better resource pack? Like, is it just higher resolution resource pack?
Yeah, that was sad how it all... It says goodbye super duper graphics pack. Yeah, that was sad. And well, whatever. I don't play much Minecraft, so it doesn't affect me, but I did want those graphics.
Well, you did say I'll play Minecraft when that comes out. And I'm like, okay, well, when that happens, and then it's not going to
That's true. I kept saying every time, I'm going to play it when it comes out. But yeah, it just sucks, but I think it'll come out eventually, like a graphical thing. But it could. What if they do mods? What if they open it for just graphical? Here's just one thing I want to talk about before going into mods. Android, I blame Android for this. I'm just doing it right here, right now. It's Android. How do you optimize all the graphics for so many devices that you don't break some kid's dreams that he's like, I'm building with my friends, and then I don't know, like super duper graphics come out. It's like it's optimized for the Note 7, and this kid's running fetching Note 5, and he's like, it won't even load. And then the Note 7, and like in a year, boom, doesn't work anymore to update that. And then what else we got? Huawei, LG, Asus, like all this developed. You're like, which one do we optimize for? What's the golden standard?
How about you just don't optimize for the phone, and you do it for the console and PC? There we go.
Leave all the phones.
Well, dude, like you think about it, there is people that they won't be able to play the game that they used to be able to play, and they bought the game.
Yeah, there's that too, and then they could sue. Yeah, no, it's a hard.
Mind you, I play Minecraft on the phone sometimes, and even when I'm doing that, it starts to heat up a little bit. And
yeah, Minecraft.
I have an iOS 7.
Yeah.
So but I think I have the rendering distance at max. No, that probably might be the reason. But if you had it any lower, dude,
I forgot that
you can't play the game like that.
Like I've always been on ever since like iPhone. Yeah, ever since like the iPhone 6s, I've always been on the latest. And so before then, I did have like a year or two older, but I was just sending a message to the Gears esports team yesterday, and it was like, because in WhatsApp you can reply to yourself, so it's kind of like a reply within a reply, and I was like, a reply within a reply, this is deep, and then I put like the wow face emoji, but I copy pasted it 200 plus times, and then I send it, and like the group was like telling me, dude, can you please not do that, because like my piece of crap phone, like every time I pass by your message, it freezes for like a whole 30 seconds, and then it goes through. Sometimes I have to close the app and open it again.
Dude, that reminds me. So like Ammon, my brother, he was playing Dota.
Yeah.
And on the the global chat, people kept on spamming penis. There's a guy that just kept on spamming penis on the chat, and it was like a huge thing, like just penis, and it was just repeating that. And then another person was responding like, please stop. And then but it was like a huge list of that and just repeating that over and over.
Yeah.
And then I started looking, I was like, dude, holy crap, this is crazy. And then I started looking at, like, there's like a figure, like a model rotating like this.
Yeah.
And then I started seeing the model go like this.
Tweaking.
And I'm like, dude, it's slowing down your computer. And then he had to close out of it and it went back to normal. I'm like, I didn't realize the global chat can affect your computer.
Yeah, it was
like
so
that.
interesting that it can. Like, it didn't faze me because my phone, I scrolled through it when I sent it. I
was surprised those people didn't instantly get kicked out. Because, dude, it was slowing down people's computers.
Yeah, it's just interesting how text... Because I know some messages, like some bugs that iOS would have, that you've sent a certain icon amount of times on iOS and it would like bug out and crash the messaging app. And it gets fixed, but even messaging is just text. It takes programming and optimizing for it.
Just imagine those people with limited data, and every time you text.
Oh, well, we're on the by Business Insider. While we're on the Minecraft thing, Roblox
Oh my!
has
gosh.
eclipsed Minecraft, people. 2-second silence.
No, that's it's sad.
With
I looked at
100
the
million
game,
users.
man. I looked at the game and I'm just like, how is this beating Minecraft? Like Minecraft looks better than this.
I put it up on Twitter. I was like, I put a survey on my Twitter, and I asked a question. And first, I put my statement: which one do you think it's more complex, Roblox or Minecraft? And I said my own answer. I was like, at first I was surprised that it passed it, but then I was like, not so, because Minecraft's a lot more complex than Roblox.
Yeah.
And it's older, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's a survival game, like Ark. Which one are you gonna play more, Call of Duty or Ark? The Sims or Ark? Like, Ark is painful. It's kind of masochistic in a sense, but Minecraft in the same way almost.
Yeah. I think it's like Minecraft had so much potential that they can add to the game. They just haven't done it. But when I saw this, I also thought, I'm like, Lego, what are you doing?
Yeah, Lego needs
Like,
to step
this
it up.
is like Lego, but not. And they're getting tons of people playing. And then Lego tried creating their own like Lego world or whatever, but they did a crap job. And I'm like, dude, you know how much resources you have, and you're not putting it in to actually make a proper survival world where you could build anything you want out of Legos in any way you want.
Dope. Yeah.
Dude, if you could have done do that, and it's not like a preset, like you can have probably preset ones that they have for you.
Yeah.
But then you could probably get advanced enough in the world where you could just build any way you want, and then put functionalities like Redstone in Minecraft where it actually moves and stuff in certain ways.
Like, and they have so much, they wouldn't have to start from scratch because they have all these Lego sets. They could just.
I'm just
like virtual them up.
Yeah.
Scan them, and then you have your assets. Then you should, of course, the animations need to be created, but that's a piece of cake once you have the 3D model.
You have the movie. Now you just need the game.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Lego is. They're sleeping around.
I know. Like, Legos is amazing. I really like and enjoy Legos. But they just don't. They're not. I think the reason why they kind of don't do that is because then people won't actually buy their toys. They'll just play the game.
That is true, though. I forgot that. If you have the virtual Lego, why would I buy my kid the overpriced small one?
You could do it this way. Like, if you buy the real Lego, then it comes with an ID thing that you could scan in for in the game and get it in the game.
A unique code for every Lego.
Now, I'm totally helping out Lego by saying this.
$1 million idea, Lego. Make sure you send the royalties.
I don't know why they have
right
it.
Address.
It just makes sense. Why wouldn't you do that? It just, you know, a code in the toy.
I played their AR
scan
game.
it in.
I forgot what it's called for iOS, but I played the AR game where you kind of just. It's kind of a hack and slash.
Mm-hmm.
And you just put your Lego toys and they fight each other. There's no buildings, I think. But it was fun just having the figurines fighting each other. And I was like, I wish I could have the Lego town or something.
I know, right?
That'd be dope. Anyway, peeps, moving to finishing up most of the video game section is and I agree with him completely. Xbox Phil Spencer said, by the sources CNET, video game streaming is years and years away from being mainstream. And I was like, duh. I mean, looked at the internet nowadays, man. Like, no way it's gonna be mainstream in the next 1 to 2 years. I'd say at least 5 years.
Yeah.
Before it's legitimate. Kind of like digital music services. Netflix also, they struggled years to be able to become whatever the main source of streaming movies in a sense, or TV shows. So yeah, I don't see this generation. I would argue that maybe now the way he said it, maybe we would see one more generation of console on top of this one, more of an upgrade, kind of like we had with the S and then the X.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely this one I don't think it's going to be the last one, with the actual hardware doing most of the heavy lifting. But anyway, yeah, that was, like he said, let's take Netflix. He said it's 20 years old, and it's only recently that it's become the king of pretty much streaming mainstream.
Yeah.
Anyway, oh, by the way, Disney Plus will have
Did
a
you
bundle.
say Disney Plus?
Yeah, like their streaming service.
Okay.
They will have their own. They're gonna have a bundle with Hulu and ESPN, I think, for like $15 or $20 a month, which is a killer deal.
$20 a month
for like 3 streaming services in one. If you're into sports and you're into Hulu content, which I'm not that much into it,
I don't think that's worth it.
plus all the Disney movies, I think it's gonna be good because Hulu by itself is like 10, at least.
Could you do it like separate where you don't have to pay? Like, there's different qualities of.
Yeah, you can pay individually. Like Disney Plus is gonna be like what, $7 if you pay for a year. It's $7 a month.
Yeah, because Disney one, I could see how that could be really appealing for at least parents, because you could have your kids watch Disney but then Disney's will corrupt your children.
They will decide the future.
They decide the future of this country.
But anyway, peeps, let's see. Oh yeah, we did talk about it in the last podcast I did, when I did mention the loot boxes being added, like the percentage of getting things. I actually had a dream.
Well, it started off with Dota, by the way.
Dota
did
like
first, and so I think another game.
So we'll see, and then of course, what's the streaming with Discord? Because I didn't read it. By the way, the source is The Verge.
The Verge. I just picked up the source there, but yeah, the streaming with Discord is that they're planning to add that. I think August 16th. Yeah, I think it's August 16th. They're planning on adding that service and have it up to 10 viewers. Which I didn't really get what that meant. Up to 10 viewers. And because I'm like,
it's
up to
website,
people
so
viewing your stuff. And I'm like, I don't think that is. I think you can like have up to 10 people on that account.
So it's like a small stream.
Yeah.
Like a private one.
Like it's not supposed to be like anything huge. They're just starting off with a small thing where you could just do streaming.
It's kind of like gathering in your house in my basement when my...
I think it allows it so
room.
you can stream 10 different games, I think, maybe.
It's kind of like, then I can see it with Xbox 360 had it with Netflix. They tried where you would sync, I think, 4 people and watch the same movie.
Oh, I think that's what it is, because they said that you can stream with people, like other streamers, you can stream together, and I think they can do it up to 10 people can do that.
Yeah, like Xbox had it with 4 and the 360. And I did it with a friend. And 3 people. Two guys and I. We watched we tried to watch a Netflix show or something. It was, but yeah, it was cool. I think Facebook does it too with group watching on videos. But yeah,
but it is Discord, and I was actually thinking about maybe trying that out because I know a few friends, or almost a lot of people use Discord. So yeah, most of my friends that I have online do that, and so. I might give it a shot and see how that is, and then tell you guys about it.
Report it, yeah. Okay, peeps, let's jump into games we played because we're 37 minutes in. Let me just say, I am bread.
You are bread?
The game. It's called I Am Bread.
Are you brown bread?
It is brown bread, actually. Toasted. The game, I played it through PlayStation Now, the streamed version, not the downloaded version, which... It's probably why I think the controls were so weird. Because it's just funky and it didn't respond right. And I was like, this is stupid. The controls are garbage. I like the concept of like, it's kind of like Goat Simulator, but bread. And you get to choose which kind of bread you are and what you destroy.
What the heck?
And it was just so random. But I'm going to download the game and then try it and see if the controls are still wonky. Because that's the only reason why I stopped playing it. Because the concept was just fun. An indie game. But anyway, it's called I Am Bread. I played PUBG Xbox. And I'm honestly... kind of being pushed to the limit again.
It's just they haven't optimized it enough for the Xbox.
It's just...
There's something about it that throws you off where you're just like, it doesn't feel right.
Yeah, no, it's just... For me, it's just a 60 FPS that just... lack of it. But yeah, I think I'm gonna delete it in the next week or two again.
You made me buy it, and then I regretted it. And I'm like, I freaking spent $30 on this, and I was thinking, I'm like, I should.
But it's been what, 2 years since it came out?
Yeah, and I think I bought it like a year after it came out because you think, by then.
That's true. You didn't buy the game preview. I bought the preview, and then it was like garbage.
And then you're like, oh, they're gonna update it, and it'll be better.
And then you jumped in, and then,
no,
that was 2 years ago.
Poop jack.
Or a year.
It was about a year.
2
and
years,
a half ago.
yeah, because it came out on the PlayStation. They say it's just the same, and
Oh my gosh.
everybody in play like there's all these memes. It's like, thanks Xbox for being a beta platform for PUBG, and I'm like, well, it's still garbage on PlayStation.
It's not even it's worse than a beta when it first came out.
Yeah,
it was like an
bad.
alpha stage. It was horrible.
Yeah, the whole preview thing was stupid, and then it's just. Yeah, I'm gonna delete it within a week or two. I actually deleted Apex on my PlayStation because the thing with Apex that just bugs me so much is the shields. And Doctor Disrespect is doing it. I did it before he did, by the way. I just quit because
Richard, you
I was sick of it. I was like, once you go blue to purple, once you have blue, it's like it's impossible to take someone without reloading or switching your gun.
Mm.
And if you have less than they do, you're pretty much going down when the skill level's pretty even. And I'm like, that's just ridiculous. They should only leave it up to white, and then that's it. Just one shield. Leave it at that. Kind of like Black Ops. I'm okay with shield 2, armor 2, whatever crap. But like I hate armor 3.
The same system.
I hate armor 3. But the thing is with Apex, you can't damage people's health until you take down their shields.
Yeah, the other one, it's like it reduces the amount of damage they take versus it absorbs all the damage until it's gone.
Exactly, and
Which is so much more powerful than that. Because the other one, you could keep on damaging them, getting about half health before you break the armor, and then you shoot them again and they die.
Yep. And so I think Black Ops, I prefer that one way much.
Mm-hmm.
Blackout is way better. And even Fortnite's...
How is that comparable to like Halo's shield? Is it similar?
With like, oh well, yeah. But Halo shields are so small. Like, they don't last anything.
Yeah.
And
I
then
feel
your
like
health-
Halo shield is more like armor, where it's like, but...
Because they don't touch your health until your shield's gone, but... Like,
it feels like it is your health, though.
Yeah, it does feel like your health. And then there's the other thing, like, because, yeah, that's true. Your shields are like, when in Halo context, your health doesn't last nothing.
Yeah, like a shot to the head, you're dead.
Yeah, your shields do. But compared to Apex, Halo shields are nothing. And so I prefer Halos much more. And they do it right, I feel like. And the other thing with Apex, like I've been saying on this podcast, is when you shoot someone or hit him, it just, you can't really tell in the heat of the moment. I'm like, did I hit him well? Did I do anything? Did I tickle him? And in Halo, if you shoot someone, you know, because there's like buzzes everywhere in the body, and you hear the sound and all that. And so it's just, I got sick of it. I'm like, I'm done. I don't want to invest in it. Like, I didn't want to push to become much better in Apex because it's just, it's that mechanic triggers me off.
There's a lot of people that are like, oh, Apex, amazing. And then I was like, I'll wait. I'll wait. I just have too many other games that I'm investing my time in, which now is like, because I'm still doing Heroes of the Storm, and then now I'm trying to get back and doing the Gears, and then Overwatch with my family. So,
Overwatch.
And
I watched Ready
Overwatch
Player
actually
One
recently came out with an update. I think it was 2 days ago, where they added the 222 roll lock now.
Oh.
So, because a lot of people were leaving Overwatch, they were kind of sick of it because it was annoying to deal with certain aspects of like certain comps that were being played out that just didn't feel good to go against, as well as there was a certain mechanic in the way that the game worked that it was just hard to counter people. Like, you're like, oh, what do I pick? How do I counter them? Like, there's so many like different elements that are really hard to put your one finger on what you need to do or what's the problem, until you actually go through the video again, and then you can see, okay, I should have probably done this or that. But during the heat of the moment, I don't know jack on what to do. I'm just like, I'm doing this person I'm good at. We're losing though. I don't know if I'm blaming my teammates or they're just really good. And but now with the 2-2-2 roll lock, you just have to worry about that one roll, and that's it. Like, learn all like the supports, play the supports, and be good at that. And then you also get ranked for that in that one category, in that one role. So if you're a silver and healing, then you'll be a silver in healing, and then with damage dealing, if you're like a diamond, it's not going to be the same.
Okay.
So they will separate it depending on your skill level with that role.
That's good.
Which is a lot nicer, and people are just like, I think I might come back to Overwatch. And there's actually a few streamers starting to start up Overwatch again.
That's good. I might give it a shot. I tried. Oh yeah, it does run on Mac. Hey,
You won't give it a shot. You don't even own the game and touched it.
I do.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I have Overwatch.
But it's on PC.
Yeah,
And
it works on Mac.
You don't PC, Richard.
Yeah, it's just.
I would love to have you do that, but you just.
Yeah,
You
it's just.
neglect it. I was trying to get for so many years get you to PC.
The thing is with like. By the way, if it works on Mac, I don't like. I works through this streaming service. What I've been doing, and I mean, I played it before, and it was just fine. It's just the mechanics. I was like, okay, I have other things to play. But I played Street Fighter. So this is the thing. I'm in a transition space. I made it on Twitter. You can look them up. Eduardo7. I made a list of all the popular games, the big titles that are coming in before the end of the year. And there's like 8 that fit in my twit. There was like 12, but none of them are battle royale. And I'm so excited for once Gears 5 comes out, which is actually before Gears, August 30th. There's one, I forgot which one. Once that one, August 30th, the Blair Witch Project, the one they announced at E3 from Xbox. From that August 30th all the way till the end of the year, we're going to have tons of games coming out. And none of them are battle royales, and I'm excited because I'm going to replace PUBG, Apex, which I haven't even replaced Apex because I just deleted it. I didn't care. I didn't want to think about it. But now I'm leaning towards fighting games again.
Really?
Yeah, I'm doing a lot of Street Fighter, and I think I'm going to go Street Fighter, finish off Tekken, which I did quite a bit for a month, and then go Soul Calibur, and just finish at Soul Calibur.
Ooh, I actually do own that on Xbox.
Yep.
I totally stopped playing it though. I should probably finish it before. Otherwise I just wasted $60.
Oh, by the way, Modern Warfare, are you gonna go for it since it's cross-platform?
Modern Warfare.
You can buy it on your PC. I can be on the PlayStation. Only I'll have.
Wait, they're going. I didn't hear the cross-platform part.
Yeah, dude, they're doing cross-platform everything, except mobile. They're creating a legit mobile version of it. But yeah. All the sucky part is that PlayStation gets exclusive for a week on release content, which is not under a season pass. It's just
I think they were that way with Black Ops 4 as well. Like it came out on the Xbox or the console first.
So I think because I'm gonna stream it, I'm probably gonna buy it there, even though it's gonna look better on the X. But yeah, dude, we're gonna be able to play Modern Warfare.
Well, if that's the case, I don't because I was playing Black Ops 4 and I didn't mind it. I just wasn't wanting to be too committed in it because it's that's Call of Duty.
We'll see.
There's a certain niche it does fill where you just I kind of just want to play this type. Overwatch didn't really feel it enough with that first person shooter feel because it's really not. But so I did play it, but then it crapped out on me and I started having lag issues, and so I had to uninstall it, and I just haven't reinstalled it because I didn't want to go over my data for this month.
As you can see, people. We're running out of time, but that's all the games we played. The 2 things I wanted to talk about. Well, he's gonna say his part, but I think I want to connect it to his. Is peeps. So there's apparently the Washington Post, Times, and other ones are warning that a recession is on the other side of this hill that we're climbing or traveling on, whatever metaphor you want to use. I just wanted to warn people and our users that please be careful with your money, because how things are.
Yeah, I would definitely save up. Don't try spending out, and try to get out of debt.
Yeah, try to get out of debt. Make yourself a little more safe and comfortable. Get some cushion in the next few months, because with the elections coming up, and some countries' elections, who cares? But we have Brexit on the European side, which in October something has to be decided, or it might be serious, it might not, but that's there. And then the elections coming up, plus recession talk here and there. The stock market does collapse, does go down quite a bit during the holiday season. I call it the sell all my stuff because I gotta buy Christmas presents kind of scenario.
There's people that look at it where it's just it's they brainwash you to think that you have to do this so then they can get money out of you because you're gonna do it because of tradition.
Yeah.
And some of that is actually kind of true because Christmas, what it used to be and what it is now is not the same. Yeah. It's turned into a money grab pretty much.
Yeah.
Versus I'm giving because I love you.
And so I would say just take it easy. If the recession comes, might as well be safe. What do I say? I think I heard it once. Expect the worst, but hope for the best. Yeah. Be prepared for the worst, hope for the best.
But I also think the tariffs.
And then the tariffs is what
I think that might actually contribute in the reason why that might be happening as well. Because,
by the way, the source is CNBC for the tariffs, the article.
Yeah. So the tariffs, Trump put the tariffs out, and it hasn't really shown a whole lot of effect in the market yet. Yeah. But it just takes time before it gets there, and probably by the end of the year you'll start seeing it. But I think Trump saw that it was that it was going to do that. I don't think he was seeing that at the beginning for some reason. Like, it's pretty obvious that was going to happen, and it's going to affect us more than China. But he actually, opted out certain products for that tariff. And so, like, electronics, toys, pretty much all the Christmas stuff that you'd be buying are opted out on that until Christmas is over, and I think he might put it back on again. You never know. I don't know, or just completely get rid of it. But that's what they ended up. He ended up putting out, and I'm like, okay, I guess good for us.
I just picture in election day voting, someone brings up the argument of well, what about the tariffs? And it's like, well, they weren't there for Christmas, man. Now they are, but they weren't there for Christmas.
It was sounding like a good idea at the time, but now that Christmas is coming around, it doesn't seem so good anymore. But the thing is with Trump and the way that he does the tariffs, in my own opinion, I think you got to stick one way or the other. And I think trying to use that as an excuse to help our economy and get us more reliant on ourselves, being more independent, is not a good way to go off. It's probably, I would say, doing the tariffs are more trying to fight China and the way that they're, stealing our technology and everybody else's technology. Do they freaking steal everything? But really just cracking down on them, not for economy-wise, but because of the way that they've been treating us. And I think if he was more on, campaigning for that, I think we'd be more with it, because that's what we'd be doing. We're fighting against them in some way because of how they've been, I wouldn't really say oppressing us, but taking advantage of us. Okay. And we're not going to stand for that. But hey, that's somewhat my opinion there. But he kind of went and split the baby down the middle and didn't do that. And he kind of was trying to go 50-50. I kind of like China, but at the same time, China's kind of mean. China. Let's get it right. But yeah, that's what he ended up doing. So he just kind of shot himself in the foot by doing that.
Yeah, it's people. It'll be interesting. So
once you go down deep, safe. Man, you gotta finish what you started.
Yeah, that's true. Lots of backstepping.
Yep.
Going around the bush. Well, peeps, that's it. The episode for today. Thanks for joining us. Leave us a comment on what you think, what you like. We'll try to get this video format good. Hopefully it'll all work out. Hopefully when we hit that button on his phone, it'll process the video.
Yeah, I really hope for that. Otherwise...
And it won't crash.
You're just not going to see this beautiful face.
Okay, anyway, thank you, and we'll catch you all next time.
See you later.